Hello there, Brandon with Therapeutic Fragrance. Happy New Year to everyone. I felt like doing something a little different today, a little different from what most people are doing out there. Hopefully I can get this uploaded in time to get out to everyone. If not, it'll be there tomorrow. I'm new to the YouTube community, so I know this will be picked up later also and watched. But I'm going to do the 18 memories of 2018. So I got 18 fragrances here. I'm going to go through them in no particular order, and pull 18 memories, 18 reasons I have for the fragrances I have, and hope you stay with me. Thank you. All right, Brandon with Therapeutic Fragrance here. Hello world, and thank you for joining me. New Year's Eve for me. I don't know if I'll get this uploaded in time. The list took a little longer to get together than I thought. Always learning with this stuff. This I appreciate the fragrance community so much more. Putting these videos together and having to actually get content or information for the content. I'm usually a talker. I run businesses and whatnot. Put me in a room and I can just talk and go off on everything, and I'm fine and just get the deal done and we're good. This getting the information concise and together, there's a lot of background work here. I do kind of have a dry mouth, so I have water today with me. I have 18 fragrances here. I have notes on all of them, put them all together. Let's start with scent of the day. So I don't know what your scent of the day is. Usually New Year's Eve, if I was going out, it would be a powerhouse scent. It'd be a scent for me. Definitely some oud, musk, powerful rose, florals, animalic. I mean, it's New Year's. If I was out, that's what I'd be doing. We're doing something. We got invited to some friends' house. It's going to be a close gathering. Real good friends. So I haven't worn this yet. I've smelled it. I've test smelled it, but I haven't worn it out yet. I'll probably offer it to my wife. I don't know if she'll wear it or not, but maybe both of us can wear it. But I have Coco Blanc by Matriarch. So it definitely doesn't last that long on my skin, but it's not going to blow anybody away tonight. It's a huggable fragrance. It's a snuggable fragrance. It's an awesome. It's like a cup of cocoa, Coco Blanc. It's like a cup of. It's perfect for the season. I would have worn it at Christmas also, but she didn't even wear a scent. It stayed in pajamas all day. But just just a nice fragrance. You don't want to blow anybody away. You don't want to be blown away. If you wanted to, be with anybody, it's just a nice fragrance to have. So, reason for that one is having a scent of the day. It's a good one. So that's the New Year's scent of the day. It made the list. Second flavor here. I only have 2 bottles not here with me right now. It's actually at my house, but it's from the Imaginary Authors. It's that's Slow Explosions. You can see one of my favorite ever colognes, but it's Sundrunk. I don't have the Sundrunk bottle here. Bottle looks almost exactly like this. It says Sundrunk up the side. Literally the only annoyed me. I'm like, really? It's the only thing I don't have. The reason it made the list is it was an awesome summer scent. I had to spray it often. It was a scent that did not last on my skin also that long, a couple hours, but I didn't mind it. It was just because it didn't blow anybody away. Summer scent. After a bike ride, I'd put it on. Before the bike ride, I'd put it on. Just a lot of memories from this summer. I got it for my birthday, so I didn't get it till like the end of July and wore it like crazy in August. I've worn it down pretty good. It kicked off this this journey into hyper mode. I got it, and first thing I did was get online and research, reviews of it. Well, what do you? And looking at the imaginary authors, which I normally always do, and but I found YouTube, and all of a sudden there's 10 videos on it, and I went through it, and everybody raved and raved about it, even though I didn't see it on one top list this year. It's funny how people forget so quick about stuff they rave about. I think it's a small indie house. I don't think they really paid people to rave about their stuff, but you never know. But there was a lot of right at the beginning. I know it's probably so they get pulled up in searches and whatnot, and it's a little hyperbole there. Anyways, it's what got me on YouTube and got me going down the path of where I'm at right now. Finding the fragrance community, even to starting this and getting involved full force into this. Some notes of Sundrunk right here. I have my laptop up. It's neroli, rhubarb, honeysuckle, rosewater, orange zest, and one of my favorite things, imaginary note, first kiss. I agree with all of that. It's a beautiful, beautiful summer scent. So yeah, that's the reason for this one would be getting me into the fragrance community. So there we go. Second one, since I didn't put all my houses together, so some of them are scattered, but my second imaginary author's scent is Memories of a Tresspasser. And I'm a big, I think that wasn't a glass bottle. I'm a big fan of imaginary authors and the backbone DNA that is created by the house. This scent and that backbone they have, it's like the perfect Portland, Oregon scent. If I was going to put Portland, Oregon in a bottle, my experiences and my love for Portland, it'd be part of this backbone scent that Imaginary Authors has created. This Memories of Tresspasser reminds me of a gray day, going to grab an excellent cup of coffee, and which isn't hard to do, and then going to Powell's Books and getting lost. For those of you that don't know Powell's Books, it's like a 4-story bookstore of all the oldest books, first editions. You can find so many treasures in this bookstore and just get lost for a weekend. Barnes and Noble you go into, get lost for a few hours, you're good to go. This bookstore, especially me, so many different sections you can put me in the arts section, history, theology. I could be in there for the whole weekend and just get lost in the bookstore. One of my favorite things to do in the city, especially on those rainy days. And this scent just brings me to that day, those days that I do in Portland. So just that's why it's on my list. The memories of a scent. Here's some stuff. Here's their quote from Philip Sava, the made-up author that they came up with. Who needs love when there's still cognac in the glass? Again, the brand is just well thought out, from packaging to the scent to the story to the artwork. I get to meet these guys 3 to 4 times a year, so I'm in love with these guys. These guys have really brought me into fragrances again. I've known the house for at least, I want to say from their beginning. I think they said they started in 2011. I think that's when I found them at a little pop-up here in Portland. But yeah, some of the notes are Madagascar vanilla, gaiac wood, myrrh, benzoin resin, ambrette seeds, and then oak barrels. I agree with all that. And now let's move on to the fourth thing. This one took me by surprise. I never knew I liked rose. And I do have a lot. I think there's only 1 or 2 rose scents on here. Well, I guess the oud scents have a lot of rose in them, but as far as strong rose, I'll get to it. Tauer-PHI UNE Rose de Candehar. Sorry on pronunciation. Andy, if I mess that up, I'll learn. But yeah, Phi UNE Rose Kandihar by Tauer. I bought a sample pack from the Tauer website, and this is one of the ones that I had in it. And yeah, again, imaginary authors, Tauer. My last video, Guerlain, I talked about this. These guys create this backbone that their fragrance is all built upon, and this Tauer backbone is just the Tauer-Areej is just unbelievable what he's done here, and that just spices that are his signature scent. This I took with me on a very pivotal business trip to Northern California, and the scent brings me back to that trip. Like right now, I smelled it, and I mean, I can. My imagination, my brain goes right there to California and the business trip I was with 3 really good friends. It was a good time. Learned a lot. It was just one of those transformation trips that the scent brings you back to. I love that about parfum and the scents. You know, your nose just instantly brings you back to memories. This brings me back. You know, memories of California is the reason this is on there. Just a great scent. Here's what some notes on it. Phi is a luxurious scent inspired by the natural extract of roses produced in Afghanistan's Rose region, Nangarhar. The rose oil is extremely rare and highest quality, inspired by these roses grown in a dry and rough land. Phi is a rare gem complementing contrasting lines, rich in natural raw materials that add depth and authenticity. So, due to the limited amount of the rose oil, UNE Rose de Kandahar is not guaranteed to be available all the time. The head notes are apricot. Yeah, I get that. Cinnamon, hints of bitter almond, softened by bergamot essential oil. The heart, voluptuous roses, definitely there. Rare rose essential oil, unique scent of spices, plums, and flower petals blend into the Rose Absolute from Bulgaria, and hints of bourbon geranium. The rose petals melt on the skin into a dark tobacco fond built around an amazing absolute of dried tobacco leaves. The body, animalic, leathery, and woody tobacco opens the ground for a generously dosed layer of patchouli in the base of Phi. Here, woody and gourmand notes melt into hints of animalic lines. Vetiver, vanilla, tonka add richness and brilliance. Generous dose of exclusive musk and ambergris around the body of the fragrance and circle the roses. This is straight from the Tauer website. That's a great description of what it is. A ton going on here. Just a great job by Tauer. And the next one is, I'm going to butcher this too. There we go, it's in focus. Coeur du Desert. I think I said that right. This is built off of the LDDM. His website says that. Same thing. This trip was one of the days I wore this on. Yeah, still has the backbone. The Tauer backbone. Here's some notes from the Tauer website. I'll get into those first. The heart of the Maghreb Desert, the enchantment of infinite space, sublime woody oriental balsamic. If perfuming is art, all Coeur du Desert is a statue carved out of sun-beaten timber softened with a gloss of aged patchouli and a patina of ambergris coming to life with a balsamic glow. Yeah, I agree with all that. This is definitely, I would call this almost like a new classic men's cologne. You know, you have the old stuff like Old Spice and whatnot. This and LDDM, I put them both together. Just this new classic man scent that is just the go-to. It's just one of those scents that are definitely oriental, definitely a touch of modern, but just it's an instant classic. Just one of those scents you think would be on a man that you didn't think, with more ingredients, with more going on, with more depth, with more layering. But I guess some people might get offended, but I don't see many. It's just this nice, not too masculine scent, but masculine enough. I'd say it errs on the side of the masculine, but just a classic. And I'd call this the modern classic. And my next scent I would call, I haven't heard nobody talk about this scent like this, but when I was a kid and I would think about a scent a man would wear, go out to dinner with, a steak dinner, steak club, smoke cigars with, even go to the office with, just the scent that he put on every day. I don't know if I could do a better job in my imagination than this right here. And I'm not downplaying this. I know it's a very modern, great scent, but this is just, oh man. Yeah, this is just, to me, an all-time classic scent. And I know it's just released, but it's what ingredients should be. This is Areej dore Russian musk. I'll try not to do this. This is an 18 memory list. It is sold out, so I'll try not to put the sold out stuff on my video channels unless it's for special reason. But this scent is definitely a one I want to have forever. It's the ingredients that everybody left years ago and went to synthetics and tried to recreate it. There's no recreating these ingredients in this composition. This is just the musk in here. It's what cologne is supposed to be. All the raw ingredients that are here. The top notes are Russian fir and pine, lemon, bergamot, mandarin. That's all real stuff. There's none of that synthetic. Heart notes are orange blossom from Tunisia, Morocco, Egypt, and France. Indian sandalwood, tonka bean, nutmeg absolute, clove, and cinnamon. The base is legally obtained wild Siberian deer musk. That's the real deer. Real deer, real dill. That's the real musk in there that perfumers used to use all the time that carry the scent. ISO-E super, I talked about that a little on my first video. That's one of the main things they're using to carry ingredients nowadays, because they're getting rid of they're not using ambergris and musk, because I get there's some ethics stuff involved with musk, but this is legally obtained. The smell is just beautiful, animalic, just manly. Not that a lot of women love musk too, so I'm not into the gender specific thing on fragrance. I definitely have a lot of fragrances that err on the side of feminine, according to the perfume houses that put them out, and I love them, wear them, no problem wearing them. This is definitely wild Siberian deer musk, agarwood oil from Sri Lanka, Cambodia, Burma, and Thailand. Co-distilled by Russian Atom, rose absolute, fossil amber, patchouli, vetiver, cypress, tree moss, resinoid, and oak moss absolute. There's no fake stuff in this thing. This is 100% pure ingredients. It took me a while I'm not downplaying all the previous compositions, minus Matriarch. I don't know if the Coco Blanc is 100%. They list on their website. Usually they're 90 and above. I'm not sure what Coco Blanc is, but the Towers and the imaginary authors definitely heavy synthetics in their backbone DNA that I'm talking about. But with this Areej dore, we're talking, this is all natural stuff. It's worth every bit of the price they charge for it compared to what's on the market. And if you buy a 300, 400, 100 bottle of synthetics, it's not worth the composition that's there. You just go buy the synthetics yourselves, huge volumes of them, and put them together, just night and day. So yeah, the all-time classic is the reason for that one. My scent yesterday and probably would have been tonight if I wasn't in a close house with people, is none other than this bad boy. Ensar Ouds EO number 2. I didn't mean to put these in order. I must have been thinking musk on my mind. This is musk of musk. This is a pure parfum version. You can even, oh geez, let me see if I can get in there. You can see the musk hairs floating in there. I hope you guys can see that. It's on this side. Let me try to flip it real quick. But yeah, he left musk hairs in this. This is probably the most beautiful bottle I own. This, the guy who binds the Pope's Bible put these together for Ensar, and the number 2 and number 1 collections. It's a full leather pocket for the pure parfum. It fits in there. I mean, this is one of the most beautiful presentations I have. This is musk of musk. I wouldn't call this, I mean, this is, I mean, this gives you some gravitas when you wear this. I wore it yesterday. The times I have worn, very special times, but very pivotal days. I put this on, some accidentally, some intentionally. It's when I want to down to business, down to not even just business, just it's for me. The scent's for me. The scent is just get you in that mode of, you know, getting things done and moving forward. And it drives me. It's one of those scents that drives me. Yeah, I'd wear this to a wedding. I'd wear this to name a special event, and this is on the list of fragrances to pull from. It's pure parfum. Don't need that much. Fortunately, I don't see that much going down. This is one of those bottles. I have a few, but this is one of the ones that's less scary. Yours looking at don't want to go down that much. But for me, special times and memories is the reason for that fragrance. All right, next one. I guess I put all these hard hitters together. Oud Luwak. Back to Areej dore. And again, all these companies you're paying for these. To me, what they're charging for these things is just fair compared to other things on the market. I mean, if you search what these ingredients cost and the quality that's going in here, and I have, bar none, this is worth it. I mean, he puts jewelry on it. That's real jewelry on the caps of these things, with a wooden cap that carries the scent. Oh, jeez, I can smell the scent there. This fragrance was a blind buy for me. And when I first put it on, this is one of the ones I was pretty upset about. The first 5 to 10 minutes were unbearable for me. And I was like, are you kidding me? That's a couple $100 I'm out. And then after 10 minutes, and I love funk, but it was just too much. It's too much funk for me in the first 5 to 10. So I've learned to get it on, get past no longer than 10 minutes. Get past that first stage and let it melt into your skin and let your skin chemistry start working with it. After that 10 minutes, it turns into something just special, animalic, powerful. The top notes here are coffee, luwak, sinking Sumatra, argwood, smoke infusion. The heart is Morocco nor, oud oil, spikenard, carrot seeds, nutmeg. Base notes are Indian oud, Indonesian vetiver, absolute, cedarwood, and Sumatran benzoin. Yeah, it's just a jungle of madness that stays on your skin, and for the next few hours or even days if you spray it on your scarf like I did, it just dances all over you. It's just an awesome scent. Cinnamon's a note I smell. It wasn't listed in there. It's a note that I pick up during the whole thing. I love cinnamon, so I do love it on there. The coffee, I call myself a coffee snob, does not hang around that long. maybe an hour, a little over an hour at best, and then the coffee's gone. But everything else that plays on there, it just, I'm always smelling my wrist. I spray it on my wrist, always smell my wrist, and it's awesome. Just awesome thing that hangs around. Again, Oud Luwak from Areej dore. Wow, I don't want to focus. There we go. Things aren't always what they seem from first impressions is the reason for that one. Next on the list, looks like we're staying with Areej dore. And this changed florals for me forever. What florals are, what they can be. This is something I sneak into all the time and open it. I'm constantly sniffing. I don't think I've even worn it once. A drop. I put on a drop to see how it smells on my skin, but as far as a full wearing, I haven't done it. I just, the story is perfect for this scent. The composition is just, it's about two people coming together, getting married. And if you know Areej dore, you know the scent. It's Wallamar, the Attar version. It drifted me into Attars, and I didn't even know flowers could smell like this. This is one of the most beautiful things. I mean, you get lost in that. It's amazing. Frangipani, I think, is the main thing I smell. That's from smelling frangipani, and on other things, it's one of the things. Let's get into the it might be champaca, but it's where I smell frangipani. Top notes in this Wallamar are yellow champaca distilled by Russian Adam, magnolia, otto, and absolute. Heart notes include royal Bengal oud, tobacco absolute, Indonesian cocoa extract, saffron, and cinnamon. Base notes are the legally obtained wild Siberian deer musk, which I don't pick much up at all. So this is one of those examples of how musk carry other ingredients, because I do not pick up the musk in this at all. Whereas the EO number 2, I really do. The Russian musk, a little bit, not as much. I smell musk. I have a jar of deer musk on its own. So the funkiness, I just don't smell any of the funkiness in this at all. Vetiver Absolute, aged from 2010, Indian Labdanum. One of my favorite notes is Labdanum Absolute and Peru Balsam. So frangipani is not even listed. I pick it up based on, I do have frangipani oil, and do pick that up in there. So Wallamar is our tribute to the beautiful union of two souls from different corners of the globe. It is a celebration of man and woman who by the grace of God have found love, peace, and joy in each other. Russian Adam and his Indonesian princess. He goes on to a great few more paragraphs discussing that story, but I couldn't agree more. This is a special fragrance that, I mean, you smell the love that went into this, and what he's talking about. I got bottle number 7. If I was going to choose two numbers, it'd be number 1 or 7 or 22. So I got one of those 3. I'm pretty lucky to have that in my collection. The bottle is beautiful. The oil, you can see, is pretty much untouched. It's probably the best bottle I own. But yeah, that's Wallamar. And yeah, always has me sniffing is the reason that I put. It could be various other reasons. You know, him and his wife being together are reason enough for me. I love stories, even though I don't look it. All right, next on the list. This is Eaglewood by Matriarch. This was an accident. Very expensive on the website. Was not going to, well, I might pick up a bottle now, but Christy sent it as a sample. I own a few bottles. She's in my state I live in, so I'm blessed to have a natural perfumer here. So I whenever I get a chance, definitely look at all the stuff she's doing. She has DNA, an incense DNA backbone of a fragrance. Some of it's a little too incensey for me, but an Eaglewood. Here's a full bottle example. I guess I showed Coco Blanc. I didn't know I was going to wear that today or have the bottle, so I didn't have this. That's what Eaglewood would look like. That's Orca, but again, talking about Eaglewood, she sent me an example, or a sample of this. Example, that's funny. Sample of Eaglewood. It's various ouds put together, a bouquet of sustainable and vintage ouds from around the world. Yeah, it's one of my favorite fragrances from Matriarch, instantly. It is halfway done. I'm definitely going to use this up. By the time I go back for a bottle, I hope she still has them on the website. Definitely something I want in my collection always. Beautiful. Nobody's doing oud like this that I know of, with the way she uses incense and other natural ingredients. All the oud fragrances I buy from Ensar or Sultan Leather Attar, Tauer-PHI I think it is. Well, it looks like I just learned lesson number one. I finished my video, but found out that it stopped recording back at the Eaglewood. You'll see it more instantly than I will, because I'll mesh this right next to that. So my first time running on a battery on a video. So here we are. I think I finished the Eaglewood description. Surprises are nice is the reason that was included. I think I left that. So Eaglewood by Matriarch, I love it. Doing ouds like no other. So I believe that's where I left off. Now I'm going to move on to the next fragrance I have. I feel like I said this already. I did. This is 6s and 7s by Slumberhouse. And it's funny, I even mentioned that I was done. That the camera could have been done because it stopped focusing on my phone. So next time I know. 6s and 7s from Slumberhouse. This is a fragrance that I got very lucky to acquire. I happened to be on the website the day they sold these, and I don't, it's not like I'm on his website every day. It was a random thing. I just had some free time searching fragrances. I don't know why I went to his website that day. I did. Saw 6s and 7s on the homepage. I'm like, oh, this is new. Okay, blah blah blah. Get on Fragrantica. Can't find nothing anywhere about it. Out of nowhere, I found this base notes form that was being updated like crazy. They're like, oh, 30 minutes, all 50 ml sold out. Only like 700 mLs left. So I go back to the site and I'm like, oh yeah, it is sold out. So I didn't know what was happening. I guess retrospect, I know he puts up these special fragrances and they sell out in a day or less. And now, especially with the internet, he just has that cult following. So right away, I went back to the notes and they're like, oh, we're down to 6 left. I'm like, okay. So I went and bought one real quick. I'm like, at least I can sell it if I have to. And the notes mentioned on here: woody, balsamic, leather, musky, animalic, smoky, everything up my alley. Plus a backbone of the Slumberhouse DNA. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. That'll be a good fragrance. He's using oud in this. To me, there's not much oud if he's using it. He's definitely got the oud toned down in it. I'm very familiar with a lot of different ouds, and I don't, even in the dry down, I get his DNA backbone, but not his backbone's overpowering what oud is in there. It also features leather, cumin, which I love. A lot of people were turned off by, but I love the cumin off the top. I love it. Natural musk, sandalwood, oud, opanax, castoreum, walnut, benzoin, olibanum, civet, iris, rue, and fir resin. It's a great fragrance, very masculine, manly, with the Slumberhouse DNA. Yeah, I glad that I had it. The reason I put this on here was, yeah, I mean, this is very unapologetic and very edgy. It's just like most of his fragrances are. Luck of the draw is the reason that I have this. So just being lucky on a day, being able to get this one. And believe me, there's plenty I missed this year that I don't have. I don't have Russian Oud. Wish I could even put my nose on it. I went to buy a sample from Lucky Scent, and that was the day they sold the last of their samples. They had them up the day before. So definitely not always lucky, but that's the reason I have this one on there. Moving on, wow, I missed a lot of video. I literally finished this video once already. So, and it's go time. It's New Year's Eve and it's go time for me. It's 5 o'clock here, but 5:08 now. I'm supposed to be leaving by 5, but I want to get this finished and started uploading. Again, major props to all your viewers out here. I'm so humbled by how much work this is and how much effort that I've watched a lot of you guys' content, and you guys are putting in a lot of effort and a lot of good stuff. Just major props to the fragrance community and you guys out there that are doing this. Appreciate you so much. We're back with Areej dore and Indolus. Let's get some light on that. This fragrance here changed florals for me. I talked about Wallama already. This one showed me that florals are not like my grandma's florals, that they can be animalic, that they can have a roughness to them, that they can have just that strength and oomph to them. This is very green, very, and when I say green, just this raw, viney, slime, not slimy, but this raw vininess in the earth that's in the forest. Not piney, but just you're with the leaves of the florals. With the florals, you're smelling everything. The top notes here: Indonesian jasmine, entourage, gardenia, and jasmine absolute. The heart, green hojuri. Not familiar with that. Green hojuri frankincense. I don't know what makes that different with frankincense. I have to learn that one. Ginger, lime, tangerine, and pineapple co-distilled by Russian Adam, which is very interesting. I'm not picking up too much of the pineapple, but there's just, it's almost like pineapple core, almost, I want to say, which it's a beautiful scent. This is just an animalic, just beautiful scent. In the base, Indonesian green sandal and wild Australian sandal. Both, again, Russian Adam distills a lot of his own stuff. That's what makes this stuff so special. These bottles will, this isn't sold out yet. It will sell out. It will never be made again. To me, almost that is worth owning, especially the way he distills. I did blind buy his 4 new ones just because, yeah, I love what he's doing. I want to own what he's doing. I love the fact that, you know, they'll never be made again because you can't make these ingredients smell the same way again. You just can't. There's not a consistency. There is. That's why all designer fragrance houses have moved to synthetics, and they're not getting the same smells from them. They're not getting the same wear from them. You're not getting the same benefits. There are health benefits to natural oils that aren't being talked about. Again, that's why therapeutic fragrance is my name. They were not taught. There's a very big health benefit in owning these, as well as the smell cannot be replicated in these things. There's the jewel on the bottle, on his bottles. He puts so much detail in this. He doesn't have to do. He's not making money for this stuff, extra money. He'll be able to sell it for the same amount of money. Rest of the notes, sorry, I'll get back to it. Benzoin, tonka bean, oak moss, resinoid, Indian galbanum, Chinese green tea extract from a 100-year-old tree, lavender absolute, and again crafted by Russian Adam himself. The reason I chose Indolus is that florals aren't like my grandma's, that they can have an edge to them. That's the reason that it's in my 18 for 2018. Next one is, I'm going to tell a spill about this. I'd almost call it a designer. I think it's considered niche. No, please don't. There we go. Atelier Cologne Cafe Tuberose. One of the first perfumes I bought because of the coffee note in there. Wanted to see what that was all about. It was one of my first coffee perfumes. Get my nose on it. and it was a new release, highly praised by, which I know better. When new releases come out, everybody high praises them because they want the search traffic on YouTube. So you guys getting into this newly, and I'll try to hit on this more. I mean, don't buy into hyperbole because they just want the traffic for their channels. I'm not about hyperbole. If I praise something, I usually stick with it forever, or I'll come back and say, hey, this changed my mind on this, but I'm not gonna praise something for search engine traffic. And I did buy into this because of this, but the reason this made my list, this is my most complimented fragrance. Every time I've worn this fragrance, I think it's 4 or 5 now, I get a compliment that day, unsolicited, new people, and I'm like, what the heck? It's a floral composition. It's the exact opposite of what I usually wear, but every time I get a compliment, whether it be the bank, store, restaurant, it's a weird thing. Warm, spicy, coffee, cacao, tuberose, rose, white flower, floral. It taught me that I really love tuberose. It's one of my favorite notes in perfumery. So yeah, for that, that's why I made the list. Most complimented of 2018. Next on the list is, I butchered it the first time around. I'm going to butcher it again, but I'm going to go for it. Attar Libéré d'Orange, You or Someone Like You. This was a scent, one of my first scents. Also bought it because of the hot months, summer. Great. I mean, it carries powerfully. Can't overuse this thing. I would almost say ICOs supers in there very heavy because it's carrying this fragrance like crazy all day long if you overwear it. The notes on this are mint, anise, bergamot, grapefruit, middle cassis green notes, hedoine, rose. Base note is white musk. Just I like it. Maybe fall, autumn, a little bit of summer. But yeah, that's one of my fragrances for those kind of the hotter days in those months. I bought the sample pack, and this is the only one I bought from the sample pack, and enjoy it. Yeah, it's nice to have a go-to scent for the hotter days. That's the reason I bought that one. This next one was I was only guy I watch on Instagram, Mr. Cologne. He had Sarah Baker on, and she was giving away 50% discounts. So yeah, I bought into it and got the tartan and lace. I got the smaller version of lace, which I actually like a little bit more. Tartan, I bought it because of the notes that were listed. She had listed Virginia cedar, Atlas cedar, cedar moss, bread, leather, hops, tobacco, Buddha wood, hedoine, jasmine tea, and labdanum. It's right when I started liking labdanum. I bought this scent, and yeah, so all the notes were there, so I bought it. Blind buy, 50% off. Couldn't beat it. It was a good price, and bought lace, like it more. The reason this one made the list, this is a curious one. So ever since I bought it, the days where I'm just too confused to know what to wear. I have too many things to wear. This is the one I pull for almost every time. I don't know what to wear. I put on this one when I just can't decide. So I'm always pulling for it. That's the reason it made the list, and there's got to be something there. So there's yeah, it's one I always pull for. So I get my use out of it and enjoying it, and that is why it made the list in a positive way in 2018. Now this next one, we're back to Slumberhouse. I showed you the back of this bottle earlier, and I'm not trying to play off a back, but it is said you can pronounce these any way you want. He made up these names as initials of ingredients he was using in there. So Bacquet, I call it Bacquet, Bake, Bach, Back, whatever you want to do. I got this from Lucky, sent a sample, put it on the end of a work day all night. I was just in a different world, transcended. I couldn't name the notes. I was in a different place. This scent is, yeah, I smelled it earlier when I did this. This would be one of the ones, that would be in the list tonight. I'd probably wear this tonight if I wasn't going to be in a close setting with friends and whatnot. And it's like the best jazz music you ever heard. You go into a jazz club, I'll spray this on liberally and just have the time of my life. When you're out with your wife, friends, nice night out, music, just a good night, open air. I mean, this is one of the fragrances I want on. This is one of the ones I'll reach for, that Backbone. This is a reviewer when I was getting into the Slumberhouse, probably the next day when I was looking up the notes on this. So let's go through the notes real quick and then I'll get back to the reviewer. Notes on this are apricot, cedar, straw, vanilla, tobacco, leaf, davana, ambergris, and parchment. One thing it doesn't mention is booze. I get a very bourbony, sweet scent with this. Yeah, I've heard people say it too. As soon as they said it, I'm like, yeah, I get that too. Back to the reviewer. There's a reviewer that said most of these Slumberhouse fragrances are like an unfinished painting to me. And I couldn't agree with them more. I think that's the point. You put these on and you go finish the painting yourself. You put these on, you go finish the adventure yourself. You complete the fragrance with your adventure. To me, that's what Slumberhouse is. And I connect with that house so much for that reason. It just great scents. Norn, Bach, Nusabet, Orr and Bach are just kind of very similar to me, but you put them on and you finish the story. Yeah, to me, not that I think he was kind of off-put when he was saying that, like, hey, these need to work, I will never buy them. To me, that's the reason I'm buying them. I'm putting them on and I'll finish the adventure of the scent. Don't worry about that. And then it becomes a memory instilled in my mind. And thus, why it's on my list is making memories. All right, next is the last of my perfumes. Where did I set it? This is right when I noticed the camera's off. There we go. Fort and Man, another house. I wish I have the sample pack. I've gone through a lot of these. I think I went with Faith Sultan Mehmed because of Luke Turin and his 5-star review. Well, I wanted this, or kind of wanted Bortnikov because I had the oud in it, but I'd say that's almost third on my list. Or I love the amber one too. I love that amber one. But because the Luke Turin was around there, that he gave the 5-star, I'm like, oh, I'll go with this one. And I couldn't have been happier. This, as far as compositions and what I've smelled in 2018, this is a masterpiece. There is a symphony going on in this thing that this is one you want to have some time. You want to spray it on and you want to take the next 5-10 minutes and just let it sing to you off your skin, because there is a lot going on in this thing. Where's some notes? Here are some notes. Other people have a lot more listed. Bergamot, apple, petitgrain, rose, tulip, iris, vanilla bean, benzoin, amber, ambergris, cedar, patchouli, oud. And there's just sweet, tart, woody. Just it keeps hitting you on so many levels, from the start of the sniff to the finish of the sniff to everything. This is just a great composition. I kind of think that's why I saved it till not last. There's a reason I saved what I had for that, but as far as my perfumes, last. Almost the best full composition that I do own. I agree with Luke Turin's assessment on that, even though I don't agree with all of the stuff he has to say, but that is a very good one. So I usually only wear my hats in December, so you caught me on a day where it's the last day of the December, so I'm definitely wearing my fedora. So I was like, yeah, I'll wear it in the video. I already have my hair messed up underneath. Get to know me a little bit that way. Probably won't see me. There's a couple more times this year I'll wear one. I don't know if I'll be doing videos those days, but we'll see. But that's the reason the hat's on. It's not a normal thing. I do own like 4 of them. Love to wear them. Wish more people wore them all the time. I just don't want to stand out that much. I don't mind in December. My last fragrance for 2018. You call it a fragrance, an oil, whatever you want to do. This is one of the things, and I didn't know what to choose from these, but I kept smelling this over and over, and it kept, what it does to you is mesmerizing. All of them are. This is oud. I had to put an oud oil on there. I could have literally done this whole list of ouds. I own more than 40 of them now. This hands down my favorite ingredient there is. They themselves can be their own perfume. They're special. Sniffing them special. They're medicinal. If you watch Ensar Oud talk about oud, I agree 100% with what he says. And if you put your nose on them, you just can't bear with it. This is a Phil oud. This is Yaman. It's one of the first ones I ever smelled. And just by smelling this, just by smelling this, I mean, the day I smelled this, it brings me back to that day. The weather of that day, the bike ride I did, the 30-mile bike ride I did on that day, where I went on that bike ride. I mean, it just, until you put your nose on it, you don't know what I'm talking about. I didn't know what people were talking about. It's a personal thing. You just have to put your nose on oud, whatever it takes. Real stuff, good stuff. Not do your research. You can be faked out, and even in Portland, I talk to these guys all the time. Nobody knows what the stuff is, and I'm like, because I'm trying to find, I want to buy the chips and stuff locally where you just go buy it and don't have to wait for international shipping. I've already had to deal with confiscations, thinking I was importing some bad oil or something. So trying to find something, there's nowhere. Nobody even knows about it. Like, is that barnyard stuff? Somebody even said that, and I heard them saying online. I've never heard that, but now I have. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. This is what is from the Phil Oud website about the Yaman, and I just found this today. But this is something I've been pulling from. I mean, I pick this up all the time, just like the Walmart Attar, and smell it. Anyways, all that V-Vial says is Yaman on it. Not like it shows anything pretty. It's just a little V-Vial that it comes in. I think this alone was like $90 or more. Oh, the smell, incredible. Here's what he says. For the last 7 months, I was literally too shy to release this oil for several reasons. First of all, it's a very costly oil, which may make one think we're making 100 to 500% profit from selling it. In fact, the mark appears lower than for some of the farmed oils you may find. Secondly, the scent is extremely unexpected and unusual. I agree with that. Instead of solid oudiness and intense projection, you get a charming, close to skin, milky, powdery, perfume-like scent that is very unique. I'd go even farther to say it's an intimate scent that is especially enjoyed during private and personal encounters. I can't agree more with him. This is, I don't even know how you put this in an oil. I mean, you see my background, I show pictures, I have hundreds and hundreds of oils, and there's just nothing like this. So for blowing my mind and taking me back to a certain day, Yaman, oud makes it. I'll be showing a lot more oud on this channel. So, and I mean, I'm not into hyperbole. I'm not trying to do that here. This really is real. This stuff is special. So for me to you, have a happy new year. Thanks for tuning in, viewing. Please join me, subscribe. Join me on this journey, this therapeutic fragrance journey. I'm getting pretty deep into it. I'll show more of it. I'm going to try to show as much of myself as I can, be raw and real with you as I can. I'm getting more comfortable. This ain't as easy as I thought it would be, but in a sense, this is therapeutic in its own way. Being able to talk like this and get in front of you. I am now, it's 5:30 my time, so I'm sorry for the long video. I will not be doing long ones like this all the time. There's just not enough time in the day. But you enjoy your new year. Happy New Year. I'm out. We'll see you next year.